Hello. Just going to give a little playthrough video for the TGC Hicksville. Going to play the front 9, do a little review for the showcase tour. This has been designed by Derpyburger. Nice opening hole, plenty of fairway to aim at. Possibly that bunker could have been slightly bigger there. I think a few people might land in there and be stood on the fairway while they hit out of it, so possibly. Obviously to the left is safer play, but if you can play down the right, you're going to have a shorter shot in by the looks. I think that could have possibly been a little bit narrower to make it a bit more difficult to hit, possibly. I love this grass at the front here. Certainly with a light, this works really good. I would have liked to have seen just a little path going through that, that's all. Just to add that little nice little touch. Right, okay, I get it. You see there the trees on the right there are impeding that side of the fairway, so obviously I'm going to have to fade one around there. So yeah, good. I see now, yeah, that's good. Good design. Try and fade it right round. You have to excuse my croaky voice, I got a little bout of little cold coming. I think there's a bit of tonsillitis going around as well, so nice lighting, not too gloomy and not too bright, just right. I like that. One thing I brought up, I did a little written review of the 3 holes on the showcase tour, and one thing I mentioned was the wood chip or the pine, whichever it is, being too close to the green. Because if most people are going to land in that, I would have thought that obviously you're going to hit it chippings all over the green, so you wouldn't really find that. You would probably have a good 10 foot at least of rough before you have that kind of surface. But most things I'm going to point out are going to be from a real life aspect, like the pass back there. It's not relevant really. Same with this, it doesn't really matter. And if you're not coming at that from that point of view, then it doesn't really matter anyway. But most of the things I touch on will be that kind of, have that element to it. So, but it looks really nice, though. Lovely planned in. It's just you wouldn't really see that in real life, on a real life course. I wouldn't have thought. Split fairway. Not so bad in the fairway, because you well, certainly at the first start of it, you're not gonna land in it anyway, so it looks good. I'm not quite sure about some of this grass that's sat on top of the rich green toned rough. These lighter grasses, it doesn't quite make sense. I think it looks a bit odd, but nice bit of planting there. I like the attention to detail there, the little orange flowers around the edge. Nice. How do I play this? See up the left there, it looks pretty good actually. I'm just sure it quite fits in, but okay, I think the idea with this is if you play it to this side and maybe flirt with that bunker a bit, you'll be able to see the green, the approach, possibly. Sorry about the maths, I'm playing really bad lately, so I've got to kind of go back to basics a bit. I wonder if that tree there would, if you had a big right to left wind, it might affect the ball flight, possibly. Might come into it and sort of catch a ball. Nice green, a split two-tier green there with that Mackenzie through the middle. Quite narrow. I don't know if you had a bit of wind in your face, whether if it's playing about 170 into the green or something. It should be alright. Yeah, pretty good. Said it might clear that tree, but it might catch up in it and drop you into the bunker. I'm not sure, but. Good read. Again, that tree on the right there you might have to play at that if it's a big right to left wind. I did it with my last course. The courses on this showcase 6. I use trees a bit too much, and the problem with trees is they're too penal. If you hit when you're going to fall down the ground anywhere, you could be anywhere. It's a bit like the older designers didn't use too much water because they thought it was too penal. The idea of golf is play where it lies, so as soon as you bring water into it, you have no outs, that's it, sort of thing. And it's quite similar with trees, they're very penal if you hit them, so that's something I overdid it on that course. If I could go back and chop them down, I would, but live and learn. Like to have seen a little bit more of that green as well. Possibly it looks maybe a flash of a bunker, or maybe the back of the green sitting up a bit so you can see. Nice tee shot here at the 4th. Penal, heroic. Yeah, I like that, it's quirky. It brings the trees in on the left into play a bit. Are we looking for distance? Yeah, plenty of room. I like the way it's not just a case of clearing the bunker and that's it. The right hand side there is quite narrow, and you're playing into it. You're playing into the rough, you know. I like that. That's really good. If there was plenty of room, I would say maybe the bunker could be edged forward a little bit to bring it more into play with the wind. But no, I like that. That's good. Sit down. Fair as well. There we go. Good aesthetics. Nice. I like that group of trees there on the right. It pretty much it's a one-shot penalty if you do cut a bit too much off. Look at the green. I would have liked to have seen the pin down there just to see how it would have played. It seems a little close to the edge for you to run it up too well. It's more of a runoff, more of a penal runoff than an actual hole location. I'm not sure, but looks good though. We said you've got the option to stay away from it, or sort of land on the green here, and it'll bring around. Yeah, I like that. One thing I like about this course so far is the with the greens anyway, is the width of the. It's a new thing added recently, the width of the mowers. That's spot on for a ride-on mower, a triple mower they're called. That's a good width. The only other width you would get would be the hand mowers, which are about a foot and a half. And that's the only two widths you get. I've seen a few courses already where they haven't quite got it right. I think for a good idea for a designer would be to go and have a look at some courses and see the patterns. The fairway isn't so good. See the width there, that's too wide there. You wouldn't get a mower that wide. You could cut it like that. You could these light and dark stripes. Whenever you cut away and you turn around, you see the dark stripe. So that light stripe there is where you've gone, and you're seeing the entire leaf, because obviously it's been rolled, flattened away from you, and obviously the other way, the opposite, coming towards you, you're seeing the tip of the leaf. So that's why it appears darker. And you do that basically. What Augusta will cut all the same way, so it'll be. I think they cut towards the tee, so the grass is facing into a player's club to try and grip the club and make it a bit more difficult. So the entire fairway is one shade, you know, one tone of colour. So, but these fairways are a little off. They're just a bit wide there. So I said have a look at some pictures, I would, and get a good idea of what kind of look is realistic or not. Sorry, I missed the fly over there. Again with the grass, really nice looking, but a little path when they're gonna miss. Quite a small green for a par 5, but I quite like it though, because it's a short par 5 and possibly with a bit of approach there in between the bunkers, it would maybe land it short and run it up around possibly. Nice bunkering though, short front and back left. That's quite a common design. There's a hole at St Andrews called the Eden hole. I think it's the 11th hole with a Strath bunker, and the idea is you play the bunker short of the green, so if you miss hit it, it's going to catch that, but if you pull it, it generally goes long. So that bunker back left will catch, you know, it catches any miss hit shots will be caught then. So let's have a go. Not a big fan of that on the left there. It was different, which is always good, but if you were sat there eating your afternoon tea, or I'm not too sure about this on the left. It's different though, which is always good, but if you're drinking your afternoon tea and you can't see any balls coming because of the tree either, so maybe a bit much. See, the bunkering's really well done, nice and nice depth to it. I quite like bunkers that are quite simple, almost like blobs on the course rather than the real fancy ones. I think it's more realistic, personally. The tree planting has been really good so far. None of them are that too close together, and it's almost if he's gone through it and kind of deleted the ones that are not meant to be there. Don't look so good. I'm starting to get very impressed with the greens as well. They're not too overboard, but they're certainly difficult, and they just seem very realistic. They flow very nice, and they're receptive. They look flat, but there's a lot of break in them, which is the style I prefer. Even though I'm missing everything. 'Nice dogleg par 5. Is that grass again? It just sticks out a little bit too much for my liking, but it looks like plants actually, so it might be a little flower arrangement or something, but yeah, dogleg to the right, the bunker on the inside of the fairway. So obviously the more you hug that, then the shorter shot you're going to have in. Show them trees. No, that's fine. You just got to lay up if you can quite get. There's somewhere around here. It's just about reachable if you had a tailwind. All this bank on the front here is kind of gonna hold you up a bit. I would like to probably, yeah, just a bit more done there. Maybe maybe one of your wood chip kind of patterns in there with some flowers breaking it up. That would look quite, maybe with a little path going through the middle of it would have looked pretty good. Just gonna whack it up there. Said I've enjoyed the bunkers so far. They've been really nicely done. But slowly the greens. I love this green, the way it kind of breaks off to the left there, but this top bit filters off to the right. Very elegant. Nice putt. Not sure about the tee arrangement there. I would have liked to have just seen this fairway brought towards the tee a bit more, so you would just see say that flash of light green. I said sometimes you can use a bunker and bunker either side, or trees that just sort of border the hole, outline the hole. Helps. Nice design though. Notice the tree in front of the bunker there, that's not so good. Nice little green. Par 3 to finish. Highland green. That's different. I can't tell whether I like it or I don't. It's yeah, it's pretty cool that. Yeah, you've got your path going to it. Say the only thing that would, again, coming from a real life point of view, is some of the holes you've had 4 tees. With this one you've only got 2 tees. That's something I've noticed. But with such a long carry, you would want to put your forward tees for your juniors and your OAPs. You'd want to put it a bit closer. Because obviously they'd be having to carry the last 50 yards over water, so just watch for that. Quite a small green for a long. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stop that. I might have to catch our front edge. Certainly tough though, good challenge. What we got? 203. Bit more of that. Shocking hook. Nice little bridge here, good attention to detail. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'll definitely go and play the back nine now, finish her off. Yeah, I'll give it a solid 7. I think the greens would certainly, some of them are a bit small, but the actual contours and everything, the subtle breaks and all that, I think I give that a good 8-9. So yeah, good work. I just wanted to, this is the next hole. This was the first hole I think on the showcase one, so I just want to touch on the quickly on the sort of what I meant with the last hole with the carry. Here obviously you've got that quite a big stretch of water there. I think it's about probably about that, from that forward tee, probably over 150, 160, 170 yards, say. So it's quite a big carry, certainly for older people, and the juniors, maybe 8 years old, if they were to have a competition or something. Then if none of them can clear it, more for competition's sake, but obviously if none of them could clear it, then there's no other option. They can't drop the other side, and so that would be a big problem with a design like this in real life. So just for putting that in for my 2 pence worth. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.